Good morning, y'all. This is Brian here with Stokes & Company Restoration Business. Been a little bit since we made a video. Just gonna kind of go through and show you what we got going on today. We're gonna be up there at the shop here in just a minute, working on a GMC truck. That is gonna be working on a truck for a friend of mine that does the shad fishing that I've done several things with. 1086 tractor that we got going. Friend, and then we've got the hay cutters we've been working on, but his wife's got a truck that wouldn't start. We went and picked it up the other day. We're gonna be working on it today. Kind of give you a little update on what all we've been doing here lately. All right, here's the truck we're gonna be working on today. It is a 1989 General Motors Corporation GMC. I was looking for the tag number on here and it can't really read. Almost positive it's a 350 throttle body injected. So what it did was the truck's been sitting. I want to see a little bit of pine needles and things sitting on it. I don't use it a whole lot, and it was sitting, was running fine. And then it just wouldn't, it'll spin over, won't start. Tried hitting it with some starting fluid several months back, and it didn't start. So possibly looking at maybe a rat, might have ate on some wiring. Don't really know for sure. The battery's dead. We're gonna pull this battery off. Looks like you need a little cleaning on that terminal there, and see if that battery's any good and get it charged up. We're just gonna kind of go through a no start on this truck here, factory. So we got factory wheels in it. Clean little extended cab. Needs a washing, but nice straight little truck. Sierra. So let's see if we can get this going for him. A clean interior, blue. Some people aren't a fan of the blue, but hey, I like it. Love these seats. Still in really good condition. Clean. Headliner still intact. Just a clean old truck. She's showing 100,430. Oh, low mileage. Nice little truck. I'm gonna walk you through a no start issue on this and get it going. We picked it up from their house a few days ago before we went to New York for Christmas as a family. I'll show you some pictures of that and just share a little bit with that. And been waiting here on the trailer as soon as I got back to do a little work on it. We'll get that battery off and then go from there. Okay, so here's the trip to New York City. It's just taking off, getting to see the sunrise on the airplane's really cool. Casey's first trip on an airplane, and then as we landed in New York City, saw the Ghostbusters, had some pizza in Times Square, observatory from the new One World Trade Center, Times Square about 5 a.m., Rockefeller Tree, and Cat's Deli was awesome. A good place to go get you a sandwich. Subway. All right, we got the battery off the truck. So on this this side post Chevrolet battery, this is just a 3/8 16 pitch thread. Screw those in there. Some people use them to hold on actually the battery cables, different things. Kind of like this, and had some of those on there. So stick those on there, give you something to clamp onto for your battery charger. Again, got my old Montgomery Ward battery charger. We're charging up, so we're just gonna let her slow charge up. See if it comes back to life. We did test it and had like 2 volts in it. As soon as you put a load on it, it went completely dead. But the battery's a May of 2022, so we're only looking at a little over 2 years old. Battery ought to come back to life. I'm gonna walk out here to the truck. Just got about the 1086 around here to just kind of crank it up, run it. Had to jump it off. All right, so we got the Dookie Monster, we got the old GMC hooked up to the GMC here. So since I got the battery off and charged and didn't have another one that would be able to hook up to it, just simply put the jumper cables onto here, hooked them up over here. This is just gonna give us some battery juice right now so we can start testing electrical fuses and other things like that. This truck's got a fuse box in here. And also, we've got a few electrical relays and a few things up here that we're going to be checking out too. All right, we got Case here. He's going to show us testing the voltage on the connector coming from the engine wire harness. So we've got the key on, engine off, where you've got our setting to volts on 20. So we're going to start off on the far right pin. This is key on, engine off. What color is that wire?
Black. Black
with red tracer, is it? Can you see it?
Make your hands on the way.
A red tracer?
Yeah.
Okay, black with red tracer. We're going to check that wire. Should have voltage on there. We've got 0.78, pretty solid 0.78 key on, engine off. All right, let's check the next. Going to the left.
Orange with black.
Orange with black wire. And it has 0. Okay, go to the next one. What color is that next one? Purple with white. Purple with the white tracer. No voltage. Okay, next one.
White.
White wire's got 0.1, and this is within specs for your testing. Okay, we're also going to go over here to the pink wire on the coil connector. This one right here. All right, check out here on this pink wire. And we've got battery voltage, 12.1 volts. All right, so make sure you got battery voltage there. This one right here will be going to a tachometer, which we don't have on here, so this one's blank. And these two wires are the wires coming from the distributor, sending the signal over here to the coil. All right, so we've removed the old distributor. We're gonna do some turning by hand here just to show you. We've got it grounded out here, grounded out right up here. And this ground on the firewall. Got both connectors hooked up. Both connectors hooked up here on the coil. Key on, engine off. All right, go ahead and turn, no, go down there to the gear. Spin the gear.
I have to spin the gear. Well, it's gonna spin the same thing if I were to spin it at the top. You see?
Okay. All right, spin the gear, and we're looking for pulse through the injectors or spark through the spark. And as we're turning it, we're not getting any, no spark, no fuel. With both of those out, that means that we've got a bad pickup coil. Okay, some parts we're going to be using today we ordered from Jegs. This is our distributor. It is a HEI external coil distributor, 87 to 95 GM models with external coil and Chevy V8 engines. Part number 40006, about $100. Also, while we're in here, we're going to replace the coil. HEI dual connection coil. Dual connections meaning the two connections, two electrical connections right here, where your coil wire will go, and you got a mounting kit. Also, while we're in here, we're gonna put in some AC Delco spark plugs. It has NGK in there. I'm a Ford man. I like Motorcraft, and then my Chevrolets, GMs, I like AC Delco. Not that NGK is not good. It's just I prefer these. Got the shopping on there. Just couldn't resist. Found a good looking 3/8 air ratchet. Mine's kind of wore out here. This 3/8 air ratchet was like on sale for like $33. Wow, that's a good deal. A lot of people got the battery, but I still run a lot of air here at my shop. So just a little bit of where we got our parts and what we're using and kind of where we found some good deals. Okay, so here's the new distributor. This is the Jegs distributor, and what we've done is we've got it hooked up to the ground jumper right here. Just going up here to, we can identify this is a ground just by we have a white ground wire right here. So we're just using that because that is a known good ground. So with the distributor plugged in from the distributor to the coil plugged in, it's your power coming in. That would be going for your tachometer. And then this one right here is the power coming into the distributor from the ignition, from the engine wire harness. Plug all these in. I don't have any plug wires or anything hooked up over there on my coil. I just hooked my coil wire up And I just simply put me, come over here and show you. I just simply put a spark plug into there. So what we're going to show you here is to be able to test to see, after we already verified that our distributor is bad, this is to test and show that it is good. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the distributor, and you can see it sparking. You can see our injectors pulsing. All right, that way we know this distributor's good, and that was our problem. So we'll continue on. Okay, so we got the coil off of the truck, and it's got like some rivets in here that are holding it to the mounting bracket. So we're going to simply cut those rivets off and then use the mounting kit to put it on. All right, so the kit has 2 bolts. Kind of hard to see here. The kit has 2 bolts to replace. Put those 2 bolts. Make sure you remember which way your brackets came off. 2 nuts to go on there. The straps and the shorter bolts were not needed. So it takes just a minute. Die grinder. Got a punched out the rivets, and now we're ready to install it. Okay, so we're under the truck here, down here at the crank. We're gonna get ready to time this engine. We're gonna show you how to time it if you didn't mark your distributor when you pulled it out, which we didn't, but I want to go through the process of showing you this. So the main bolt right there in the center is a 5/8. You should get your half inch ratchet to turn it. What we did is we went over here to the groove in the crank pulley that's going to line up with our timing tab. Got a paint marker and marked it so it's going to be a little bit easier to identify as we spin the engine over. So what we're going to do next is spin the engine over and find top dead center on cylinder number 1 on compression stroke. All right, so we got our number 1 cylinder at top dead center. We got it marked down here on the crank, got it rotated around on the compression stroke. So we're going to put our distributor in. Okay, so we got our distributor in there. Make sure it's fully flush all the way down there at the bottom. I marked my number 1 with the black marker where I wanted it on my cap right here. I got my rotor lined up on here. We're gonna plug in the connections on it, put the cap on there and run the wires.
Oh, that's for the...
Okay, so we got a spark plug gapped here. This is what we had in it, was a NGK UR5 V-Power. It still looked good, but like I said, I'd like to go back with AC Delco, so we got them gapped at what it calls for here at 35.
This is a spark plug.
35,000. So we got the timing at 0 degrees. Top dead center. So you got a little information there on it. We're fixing to get them installed on a Chevrolet if you're familiar with it. It'll say number 1 right here, number 3. That's identifying the cylinders. So if you ever need help doing that, and Chevrolet has the firing order, the 184366572 number right there for you in case you need it. Okay, got the plug wires back on. We reuse the same plug wires. Got the new AC Delco wires on, AC Delco plugs on. Got everything back together, and Case is going to start it up for us.
Ready?
Yep. This is the repair. That's it, guys. Bad distributor cause no fuel pulse, no spark. Got a new one on deck for coal, spark plug, coal, complete distributor plug, shipped for about $200. So hopefully this helps y'all. Thank y'all, and God bless.